What up guys, AMG here, welcome back to a new video, hope you're having an amazing day. So this is bittersweet, very bittersweet, but guys, I had a plus 302 day, I cooked up today, bro. The unfortunate thing is, I did my recording with my microphone off on accident, and I realized at the very end that I messed up, so yeah guys, it is what it is, but I'll show you guys the replays. I'll show you guys 3 W's and one fail. But hold on, before I get started, change the army up a little bit. Put Inferno Dragons in the CC. They're really nice against heroes. One of my viewers recommended it for me. I really appreciate it, bro. There were a few instances today where they cooked the heroes, were nice on cleanup, and what I like the most is they like assassinated the defending king, which, as you guys know, is super annoying. Like when the minion prince attacks the king for like 10 plus seconds. Also added a few rocket balloons. Added the Spirit Fox haste vial. Rocket balloons are there to clean up some of the trash defenses on the side so that the RC gets into the core quicker. But yeah, today went very well. Let me show you guys some of these replays. And yeah, once again, sorry about this. But you know, a video is better than no video. So yeah, let's speed this up just a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so here, started on this wizard tower, then use these rocket balloons on the Tesla and the mortar. Just so that she doesn't get distracted on them and she gets inside quicker. With this army, your goal is to take out a spell tower and also some pretty annoying defenses like the monolith. And just get the RC as deep into the core as possible, because then you just have better funneling for your army. So if this entire section goes down, or most of it, then your riders very easily just go around the entire base and just don't split up, right? So that's always quite solid. So yeah, here, a solid charge. Double cycling, sometimes single cycling if I find a good opportunity. But when you're in the core like this, it's pretty risky to single cycle, so... yeah, but a really nice charge here. RC in the core. A really nice like U-shaped funnel, or O-shaped, and then that just allows our riders to just circle around the base easily. So use the queen, the arrow. You kind of want to deploy your queen towards the side where your army is going to get deployed, so that she has a greater chance of surviving longer. And yeah, just a nice funnel here. Meteor is helping from a distance as well. And a really annoying thing are these air sweepers. Like if you see them pushing you back in a tough spot, you just want to go ahead and Dark Orb them. But yeah, pretty good Eternal Tome here, and then got the queen cleaning up. And I'm pretty sure the Infernos are going to help take out this king. Maybe I'm wrong here, maybe the Minion Prince just takes them out. But Infernos seem pretty clutch on defense. Yeah, look. Inferno locks onto this shit, takes it out quicker, allows our Minion Prince to get straight back into the action for us to Dark Orb. And the queen, luckily for us, stays alive and just cleans up the outer parts of the base. And all that's left is the back end RC, and Inferno once again pops off and takes out the RC in a few seconds. So very nice addition to the army. Shout out to my boy. And yeah, let's hop into the next one here. Okay. This one. Okay, so yeah, with these bases, guys, yeah, so you want to make a nice funnel and you want to target the core if possible. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, I think that should be good. So use the few rocket balloons just to funnel the RC, make sure that she gets into the core, and so that we don't have to use an invis spell. And yeah, I dropped a few more there just to take out that Tesla. And yeah, now she has easy access into the core. Here, I should have just ice blocked. Mistake from me there. And I am probably going to use another invis just to make sure she gets in the core. You know, it is what it is, but kind of have to make sure she gets in the core. Save your haste vial for the core as well. Comes in clutch. Save the earthquake for the core. Also, or wherever she's going to be using the haste vial. Here, a very nice arrow. As I said, now you kind of want to... Wait, hold on. Actually, never mind. I probably should have started my attack here. Just so that the queen would have a higher chance of staying alive. But it is what it is. Here the minion prince will take out the defending RC. Asteroid's gonna help out. Or meteor, sorry. Very nice dark orb. Try and aim it to the monolith or as deep as possible. Save it for the best time. And yeah, Eternal Tome, you know, if you have it saved up, don't be afraid to use it, man. Like, don't be greedy with it. And yeah, this works out really nicely for us. I think the Inferno Dragons will take out the defending king. Again. With relative ease. Maybe not. Kind of depends where the king is moving. If he's moving towards the Infernos, then the Infernos will wipe them out easily. But here it works out nicely for us. That'll be another 3-star. Let's go ahead and keep going. You know what? I'll show you guys all of them. Why not? Pretty happy with today. This one, I genuinely don't know how I 3-starred. Okay, hold on. That was too quick. Sorry. Yeah, but here, so I, messed up badly. I should have really tried getting her into the invis section as soon as possible, but all the Teslas were here, which kind of directs her into a bad spot. Tricky spot. She nearly goes down, actually. But yeah, at least I do get her in the core. Here, I think I ice blocked and used an invis because pretty sure she would have went down anyway. Regardless of the ice block. And yeah, just a pretty bad charge. I mean, we do get 24%, but the invis survives. But luckily for us, all his expos are set to ground. And here, I should have just started right on this mortar, but I started, I think, a little weirdly. Let's see where I dropped my arrow. Yeah, another mistake here. Probably should have just shot my arrow like this on this pet factory or whatever. But I waited, and the arrow doesn't really turn out too well. But at least she will take out the defending heroes. Or at least the minion prince. Yeah, I split all my riders up. Should have just deployed them on that mortar. So a mistake on my end. I thought I was cooked since I made so many mistakes. But turns out we did okay. Another pretty clutch thing is this invis tower spawning or getting activated. And Yeah, I Dark Orb on the core, which was a pretty solid move. Luckily, the Stone Slammer goes over there. Luckily, we have a bunch of Riders and the Queen. Take out the RC. And yeah, things work out pretty well for us. And then you guys will see in a second the Meteor clutching up a potential time fail, striking down on these Teslas. I think we had like 5 seconds left, and if it wasn't for the Meteor, I don't think we would have had that one there. Anyway, let's see. That was this one, I think, is next. Okay, this one I think was a pretty good charge. May have made a mistake or two. But yeah, used a few rocket balloons to take out those outer buildings. Tesla goes down, and she has herself a nice funnel here. The goal, as I said, is to try taking out a spell tower. I make those buildings invis just in case. I want her getting into this core. And then what I was thinking was dropping an ice block so that the RC gets hooked in. But I think I messed up, and then the Spirit Fox made her invis, so she didn't actually get hooked in. Yeah, that was a mistake. And I did not need to do that, because she still would have gotten good value taking out the core. Right, the Town Hall and all that. So, a mistake, but not the worst thing in the world. Wasted an invis or two. And pretty sure we took out this Inferno. And we have ourselves a nice funnel, you know, like if you get deep into the core, it's usually good to get deep into the core just because the funnel is better, even if the defenses you take out aren't that strong. But yeah, get a nice amount of value. The thing is, if the hook tower survives, it can hook in like a bunch of riders throughout the attack, so it's important to try and Dark Orbit. Here, unfortunately, like, I couldn't really get a better angle to Dark Orb, so I just shot it at the Monolith. Yeah, Hook Tower hooks in like 2 or 3 riders, but luckily our Warden comes in, and we're able to Eternal Tome if anything. But yeah, a nice funnel. This army is low-key all about the funnel sometimes. Because if the army splits up, you have some of the riders lingering in the core, some of them lingering on the outside, then you have trouble. But yeah, let me speed this up. Solid attack, solid charge. I think these rocket balloons are really clutch. They save a few invis spells, and they're overall, I think, a nice change. You know, they're quite difficult to use at times. Sometimes you don't really have a great place to put them, but at least you can snipe out a few buildings later on if you need to. And we'll go ahead and show you guys this 94% here. I think I messed up my charge. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, so here I used a few rocket balloons. They actually take out a Tesla or two, which isn't bad, but here I just didn't expect this thing to lock onto my Fox, and that's why the charge just didn't really work out too well. So the Fox dies early. Kind of got baited here. And what I should have done was probably just ice blocked and got hooked in. Should have saved this Ace Vial for the core. Probably. I think she still gets in there. Takes a few things out, but you know, it's important to take out as many things as you can in that core. And if we had the Haste Vial there, I think this would have been a 3-star. So Earthquake, it's just, I only have 1 spell. I think we do take out the Invis Tower, but just not enough value. Funnel really isn't great. Yeah. Missed my arrow as well, unfortunately. Started here, I mean, it's still a good spot to start. Go ahead and Dark Orb. You want to try and freeze up the Air Sweeper, especially if it's in a position like that. And honestly, kind of an early Eternal Tome, but I wanted to make sure those riders in the core took out the Town Hall just to secure that 2-star. You know, sometimes you end up with a 1-star. And in this situation, Meaning Prince locks onto the king. If he locked onto the Fire Spitter, this could have been a different scenario, I think. Because if your Meaning Prince goes down early, you just don't have the Meteor helping. And you can't really take out those defending heroes. So yeah, got a little bit unlucky there, but it all came down to the charge at the end of the day. You know, the more value you get, the better. So yeah, it is what it is. Still came kind of close. But just didn't have enough cleanup to be quick enough. Maybe if we got luckier and the Infernos went closer to the Queen, it could have turned out different. But, you know, not going to complain too much. The charge was not great. So let me go ahead and show you guys the second to last hit. Pretty sure this was a solid hit. Okay. So started on this Wizard Tower. Sorry that I keep fast forwarding. Started on this Wizard Tower. Used my rocket balloons on the mortar. Take it out. Here, unfortunately, she locks onto the RC, but it's not the worst thing in the world because she kind of helps the RC get good pathing into the core. And I believe I haste filed here. A little bit unlucky that the tornado trap is there. It's the haste file, I love it, but if you run into a tornado trap while she's using it, it just counters it entirely. But still, a nice charge, a pretty good funnel here. Allows our riders to just circle the base a little bit. And here she's able to, I think, trigger the Invis Tower as well. It's obviously nice. Forgot where I used my arrow, to be honest. Okay, good arrow for sure. Pretty sure I started on this Town Hall. In situations like this, try and take out the defending heroes at the very start. Like here we have 2 defending heroes, Minion Prince, RC. So we just go for them at the start. And we'll take out the Queen right away as well. And I'm telling you guys, the defending heroes, they're the most annoying thing for this army. Like, if they stay alive after your Angry Jelly ability wears off, you're usually in some trouble. But here, even though we have the Monolith, 2 Infernos left to deal with, we still have the Eternal Tome and an Ice Block if we need. Infernos do a decent job cleaning up as well. So are the babies. I believe I dropped 2 babies on the Teslas on the corner. Just really helps out with time. And yeah, from here, it's just a cakewalk. Solid hit, solid hit. Let me show you guys this last attack. It was a time fail, I believe. Alright. Yeah, it was a time fail. Okay. So I start here. Used a few rocket balloons. Take out that Wizard Tower, you know, just in case she wanders off to the left and gets stuck. But yeah, Fox and RC take a lot of damage at the start. Never ideal, you know, it becomes a little bit risky. But yeah, I believe I messed my charge up slightly. Here, so, yeah, some skeletons target my fox. And then she veers off and starts attacking these CC troops, bro. And that just derailed the whole thing low key. She wanders off to the side. Earthquake actually takes out the hook tower, but we just don't get any value with the haste vial here, so just a wasted haste vial. But not the worst charge in the world, but we could have got so much more value. And here, let's see, where do I start? Started down here. Maybe should have just started on that rage tower. Better pathing, but as I said, it's nice to take out those defending heroes if you have an opportunity at the start. So we see the Minion Prince and the RC there, so just feel like it would be a pretty good spot to start on. Minion Prince, let's see, I think he survives for a while though, which isn't great. I think the Queen actually takes him out. But yeah, obviously bad charge. Probably started at not the best angle, although I think it was okay. If the Minion Prince defeated his defending Minion Prince, I think we would have been in a better spot because the Queen got very low in health and was just not able to clean up the base well enough. Got a little bit unlucky that the defending Queen locked onto our Queen. Would have been nice for cleanup, but is what it is. And this one ultimately just came down to a bad charge and maybe a little bit of bad luck. If we had, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 more seconds, I think we would have had it. But yeah, sorry once again that no live attacks, but just wanted to get this video out anyway because it's definitely the best day we've had by far. And I just wanted to show you guys what happened. So hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Peace.